Unit in partnership with KBC. Good morning.
Na tuombe. Mwenyezi Mungu, twakusihi tutazame kwa neema nyingi na baraka sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita kwa nyadhifa za uongozi katika jambo hili yetu. Tukuomba tuwajalie tuyatende na kufikia mambo yote atakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Clerk, do we have quorum? Sergeant at Arms, kindly ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes.
The prayer has been said and the chair has been taken, but that directive by the Speaker for the quorum bell is indicative that the House has not achieved the requisite quorum for the House to commence its business. This being pursuant to the provisions of House Standing Order number 39 and 40, that at the commencement of the House business, at least 15 members should be seated inside the chambers. If that is not the case, then that will necessitate that particular quorum bell. So that is what is on right now. Remember, this is a special sitting this morning, a sitting that seeks to look into the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Honorable Deputy, or rather the Honorable Dr. Erick Mutai. This is the governor of Kericho County. The reading of the charges will be done today. And of course, this particular proceeding or consideration of the impeachment will be done within 2 days. That is today and tomorrow. So there will be the reading of the charges and hearing and determination of the proposed removal from office. This is a sitting that the Senate or the senators are expected to be in the chambers for a closed session, one that has been scheduled to take place from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., a pre-hearing meeting, and that will be done after the Speaker gives a communication. Remember, the Speaker has already taken the seat. So once the House corrects, we will have a communication from the chair, that is the Speaker, to introduce to us on this particular proceeding that is taking place today. Remember, on normal occasions, the normal plenary sittings, they usually start at 9:30, but this one is a special sitting that is considering the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Kericho governor, that is Dr. Erick Mutai, this morning. That is within the mandate of the Senate. And with regards to the procedure for removal of a governor, remember, after 7 days of receiving a notice of a resolution from the Speaker of a county assembly, and you will remember that there was that communication that was done by the Speaker having received the resolution from the County Assembly of Kericho on their resolution to impeach the governor. Then the Speaker of the Senate shall convene a meeting of the Senate to hear the charges against the governor. There was a motion that had sought to have this particular hearing be done by way of committee, but it was defeated on the floor of the House, and the House decided or opted to go the plenary way. And that is why or how we are here today to start those consideration by way of plenary. Currently is a 10-minute quorum bell. The House has not corrected to its required numbers. That is, at least 15 need to be inside the chambers. And we are waiting to see whether those members have reached the 15, the quorum as required. That is the 15 mark as required. Once the House achieves the quorum, we will hand you over to the live broadcast. Remember, the live proceedings are set to begin from 10 a.m., but this one is for the members to be able to get into the chambers, get a communication from the Speaker, and proceed into a pre-hearing meeting, which will be held in camera. So at that particular time, then we will be shutting down our cameras to let the pre-hearing meeting.
Majority Leader and the Minority Leader, take your seats, please. Now, honorable senators, I have a communication to make relating to, please proceed.
Order number 1, communication from the chair.
Honorable senators, I have a communication to make relating to the business of the Senate scheduled for consideration during this sitting. You will recall that at a sitting of the Senate held on Tuesday, the 8th of October, 2024, I appointed today, Monday, the 14th of October, and tomorrow, Tuesday, 15th of October, 2024, as the days when the Senate will hear the charges for the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Dr. Erick Mutai, the Governor of Kericho County. We'll also recall that at sitting of the Senate held on Wednesday, the 9th of October, 2024, a procedural motion to sit today, Monday, the 14th of October, 2024, and the alteration of the sitting time for Tuesday, 15th of October, 2024, was moved and approved to facilitate the impeachment hearing of Dr. Erick Mutai, the Governor of Kericho County. Subsequently, via the Gazette Notice number 13179, I notified the general public that pursuant to Section 33 of the County Governments Act and standing order 81B2 of the Senate Standing Orders, the Senate resolved to undertake investigation on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Dr. Erick Mutai, the Governor of Kericho County, in plenary. Honorable Senators, regarding the hearing and determination on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Dr. Erick Mutai, a program has been prepared and appended to the order paper for today. As is the tradition, and in line with the schedule of activities for an impeachment hearing in plenary, the Senate will hold a closed preparatory session to deliberate on the management of the investigation. The objective of the preparatory session is to ensure that the process is conducted seamlessly and concluded timeously and in line with the requirements set out under the County Governments Act and the Senate Standing Orders. During the pre-hearing, the parties, if they are present, all members of the public and the media will be expected to withdraw from the chamber. and the galleries, and any form of broadcast from the chamber shall cease forthwith. Now, in accordance with the hearing program for an impeachment hearing and plenary, the open session will commence at 10 a.m. this morning. Consequently, I now direct all members of the public and the media to withdraw from the chamber and the galleries, and that any form of broadcast from the chamber to cease forthwith.
Very well. Now that is the impeachment process beginning at the Senate there, with the Senate Speaker giving statement to the House. That is the impeachment hearing that is kicking off this particular morning at the Senate with the reading of the charges facing the governor. Allow me to take you through the process very quickly. Now, the governor was impeached by 31 out of 47 members of County Assembly in a motion that was sponsored and tabled by Sigowet MCA Kiprotich Rogony. But despite that, the governor had two separate court orders. One was barring Mr. Rogony from tabling the motion and the County Assembly from also hearing it, and the other stopping the County Assembly Speaker, Mr. Patrick Mutai, from transmitting the resolutions to the Senate. All these were ignored, and Dr. Mutai did not appear before the County Assembly and instead opted to send his lawyers. Now, this is a quick rundown on how it's going to be for the next 2 days. Now, the impeachment, of course, the trial kicks off this morning with the reading of the charges facing the governor. That is Dr. Mutai. We'll have Dr. Mutai's defense team will also make their opening statements. That is going to happen this morning. And in the afternoon, the MCAs will have 3 hours to make their case before the senators. The next 2 hours will be dedicated to cross-examination and re-examination of the County Assembly's evidence by the governor's lawyers. That is going to be happening this afternoon. Then the senators will also close the day with questions or requests for clarification as they poke holes into the evidence adduced before it and provided. Then come tomorrow, which will be the final day. It will be Dr. Mutai's turn through his lawyers, that is Katwa Kigen and Manasseh Tunen, present their evidence within a 3-hour period that will be provided for them. And after that, 2 hours will be dedicated to cross-examination and re-examination of the governor's witnesses to ask questions or seek clarification. That will be tomorrow. And then 2 hours for closing statements will follow, with each party given an hour each before the debate on the motion takes another 2 hours. And then finally, vote on whether to uphold the impeachment will thereafter begin at 8:30 p.m. Now, that is how it will run. So, to survive, Dr. Mutai will need to have less than 24 out of 47 elected senators voting in support of any of the 3 charges facing him. I take that. To survive, Dr. Mutai will need to have less than 24 out of 47 elected senators voting in support of any of the 3 charges facing him. And in the event that at least 24 senators vote in support of any of the charges, then the Kericho County Assembly will stand. Then the impeachment resolution by the Kericho County Assembly will stand, and therefore it will mean that the governor will be removed from office. This is what is happening at this particular moment. It is a busy week, of course, for the Senate. Remember, today and tomorrow, Dr. Mutai will be facing the Senate, and then on Wednesday and Thursday, it will be the case of the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. All right, so that is where we bow out of GMK. Let's take a break. Of course, Mike Mig will be coming shortly, taking a look at what we have in risk management, more so in school. Stick around for that. My name is Victor Lo. It has been a pleasure having you for the last 2 hours. Have a good morning.